There's some more news that came out for Tekken. Let me see. Oh god, I'm like covering Michael Murray's son, right? It's fine. We don't need Michael Murray's son. We just need Harada. Michael Murray can be like in the background or something, you know? But some, I think it was a River Nile HK. That's still like the YouTuber name. He found like footage of a like Tekken 8 like conference, right? Or maybe this was like part of like their world tour like skit. Is that Tekken 8 Harada and my webcam is blocking him, Michael Murray are like going to be talking about the new stuff that's going to be featured in Tekken 8, right? And we did like brush up on some mechanics in our like first analysis like video. It's already up on my YouTube channel, the Khaiza, so be sure to check it out. We did talk about like the heat system, the aggressiveness of Tekken. So Harada goes a little bit into detail with that in here, right? So let's see.
This is actual in-game footage in the battle system, and we have 3 different versions from different camera angles just to give you a better picture of it. So we're glad you're excited about what you're seeing so far. And you know that's how the system's going to play out and how dynamic and explosive.
So there's going to be destructible battle stages, right?
Visual effect of the stage. It actually
wow, that's crazy. So that's going to be a little bit DOA like inspired, because Dead or Alive had like destructible environments that you could like push characters into, right? Paul Rage Art. So Rage Arts are back. Oh wow, that's really cool, right?
Paul's
Oh, I mean, of course, right? I mean, it's our boy like Paul, right? The fucking tall, high like sky tower like Afro cut that like he always had. But man, I don't know what the fuck happened to his like hair to make him look like that, bro. I mean, of course, right? It is reminiscent to like Tekken 4, where Tekken 4 had like the hair down like style, but man, what the fuck happened to Paul to make him look this way, my boys? What the hell? He went from like crazy, he went from like charismatic son of a gun preaching about like kung fu and shit. Now he's like a rebel like on the run and like has to like hide appearances and became like an emo rock star or some shit. I don't know what the fuck happened to Paul, but Rage Arts are back, right? I think that's like something that Tekken 7 like started out like doing. I don't know if there was like rage in Tekken 7, Tekken pre Tekken 7 like 5 or 6, right? But I understand why Harada kept like Rage Arts, because those are the most like spectacle things like in Tekken 7, right? They're your comeback mechanic, right? They're your like change the momentum kind of like move that every character in Tekken 7 has, that like swings the tide of the game, right? And a lot of like the Tekken like Rage Arts, right? They were like lackluster. And we are going to be doing a Judge the Supers, Judge the Rage Arts of Tekken 7, but a lot of them just felt very like plain, you know? Like the DLC supers are really like awesome for Tekken 7, but yeah, a majority of them just do like 1 or 2 actions and that's really it. There's nothing really that crazy about Tekken's like Rage Arts, because it's like the first time they're doing it. Now it's like Tekken 8, they're like honing themselves, like making these like cinematic super like finishers, like really finish off the opponent with like slow-mo, with more length to their supers, and they just look fan-fucking-tastic. Like, look at Paul right here.
His hairstyle is not the iconic skyscraper look.
He does like the death fist on you, right? That's crazy.
So there's actually kind of
like crunches up.
In 4s.
Oos!
4, 8. So, you know, Tekken 12 maybe.
Right, so this looks really sick.
Today, but If you are one of the group that likes Paul's original skyscraper hairstyle, that'll be available for customization. So.
Oh, that'll be available for customization, right? They even said it, right? This is gonna be. They even like implied that Paul's like new look in this is gonna be his look from now on, right? That's his skyscraper look is gonna be an extra feature, right? Of course, right? It it's there, but like it's not like embedded into the character, you know what I mean? It's like it's not with Paul anymore. It's now just an extra feature, right? That's a little bit
So next up, we want to show you a little bit about the Heat, the battle mechanic, the new one. So we have some video of that to show.
Oh,
you.
nice, yeah. Show us a little bit more of the battle mechanic. So what the hell is that? Ooh. Yeah, so we were like talking about this, right? Huh. Oh.
So maybe this wasn't apparent from the video, but this doesn't really tie to rage mechanics, you know? So this is separate.
Okay.
And
So it's a separate like mechanic, and it's not like tied to like rage. It's not like a rage drive or anything. This is totally like new, right?
so we can't tell you all the details yet about the Heat system, but what we can say, we noticed many people saw the trailer and thought that only certain moves kind of initiate the state. That's not the case. That's just in the trailer, but there are other ways to use this system.
Other
And,
ways
there's
to use
also
this
some,
system.
Differences as well. You saw with Jack, and he has kind of like an extra attack added on. But other characters like Jin, for example, actually cancel out of some of their moves and continue.
Oh, so the heat system, right, is going to be specifically different for every character. Like, the heat system is, well, it's a universal mechanic, but for each character, like, specifically, the heat is, like, their, like, gimmick, right? So, Jack, for instance, will get, like, his heat mechanic, but his heat mechanic allows him to, like, do, like, an extra move on top of like his like dash cancel, like shit like that, right? So that's pretty nutty, right? Yeah, it's like what we were talking about before. Their heat system is going to be like their go in like feature, right? We gotta like rush in. We gotta stop being defensive and start focusing on offense, sort of thing.
Mechanic. So a lot of the characters can also do something similar to what Jin was doing. So the heat mechanic is quite interesting because it adds another layer to the gameplay and actually makes some of the characters feel different because of the way their strategy or game style is affected because of this. So since you all are, hardcore Tekken fans, Harada usually only plays Mishimas or, Heihachi in particular, maybe Fen. But never King, right? But just because of the different way that King plays, because of this addition of the heat mechanics, Harada was like, oh man, this is awesome. I need to pick up King, and he's never been motivated enough to do that in the past, right? So, and then there's just other ways that it affects the gameplay, like maybe when he's picking King and he kind of scares his opponent to turtle up, and then he can do some other cool way of, some method of attack, etc. So just it makes the characters feel kind of new with this new mechanic.
一直線の鉄拳になりますので、はい、よろしくお願いします。
So I don't know why, but there's some weird rumors online after showing the trailer TGA that Tekken has no sidestep. Oh my god.
Tekken has no sidestep, fucking.
Right? So upon review,
fucking Harada, he's a
yes,
man
you're
of the
right.
people,
Let's
you
get
know?
it. Now Tekken is just totally linear, so no sidestep. Sorry guys.
はい。もうみんな笑ってるから。
Are you laughing? So of course it's a 3D fighting game. Sidestep, sidewalking are expected, right? The stages are all designed around that. You'll be able to strategically move around as you like. Also, evading moves, etc. with the right timing. Of course, it's in the game. Man, you don't even know. I mean, the cost in creating the stages in 3D, so at any time, any player can move freely around. The cost is just so intensive to make sure that the game looks great at any angle for the stages. So if we could do away with the stages and get away with it, that would have our development costs. But yeah, I don't think that's going to
Half our development costs is said.
So yeah, I know that we've been releasing details periodically, and I know you always want more. So we hope you will stay tuned for updates. And I know just waiting with no end in sight is tough. So maybe to expect something around the finals in Amsterdam was a good time.
The finals in Amsterdam. When's the Tekken 7? When's the Tekken World Tour finals, right? We could potentially get more.
So we can't say it,
right?
Unfortunately. But in finals, we always try to prepare something that you guys will like. So we hope you'll look forward to that.
Right, like when's Tekken World Tour finals? Tekken World Tour finals, 2022. Right, final bracket, double elimination. Start date, end date would be like February 4th. So we could put, sorry if my camera's hiding it. We could potentially see when we're going to get more Tekken info. That's going to be in February 4th and February 5th. So that's going to be like a weekend, right? A Saturday and Sunday. Holy shit. Right, that's less than like 2 months. We could be getting like more info for Tekken 8, but back to here. I mean, like,
it adds another.
I mean, yeah, right? It's basically what we were like talking about like before, is that the heat system is going to be a much more like aggressive like feature for Tekken 8, right? It's going to be a hold this like type of like situation, right? And yeah, just like Tekken 8 is going to be transitioning from more defense to more like offense, right? And from what I could like gather from here, the way like Michael Murray translated like Harada-san's like wording is that it kind of like makes sense with what Harada was like talking about, is that yeah, the heat system I feel like is a casual like thing, right? In a sense, it's still like, I mean, of course, Tekken 7 or Tekken in general, right, is a crazy fucking legacy skill like type of game, right? Like everybody is like jumping onto like Tekken 7, right? And it's the best selling like Tekken ever. But there's a lot of inherited like mechanics that are from like the older games that you need to like learn how to do in Tekken 7. And that's like a key like common problem, right, in Tekken like games, is like, how do I do movement? How do I do like the Korean or like Pakistani backdashing? And of course, right, there are like videos to actually like do those types of like movement skills and movement checks. But it is like hard, right? On top of like 3D movement, you also have to like learn, right, what makes your character tick. Like, and in Tekken 7 or just like Tekken in general, is infamous for their like characters that have like 80 something like moves in their like move list, and you have to like know what are your starters, what are your orbitals, what are your screws, what are your enders, what are your high damaging combo strings that make this character the character, right? What is your safe options, what is your whiff tools, what are some risky moves that you have for the character. It's too much, right? And on top of like the movement, right, it's going to be a struggle for anybody like trying to learn more than just like one character, right? I like, for me, like for instance, right, I'm not good at like Tekken like movement. I'm trying to like learn Tekken movement with like their backdashing and forward dashing and wave dashing and all that stuff, but I've only got up to like Noctis, and that's really it, right? Like I've tried learning other characters, right? The best that I've learned and I could pretty much like do like in memory is kind of Claudio Serafino. Yeah, but other characters like Miguel, which I had like an interest in playing. I also played I also tried out like Lars, and Lars is like a very like stance heavy like character. Also tried out like Lydia, right, when she was like coming out as final DLC for the game. You know, they just never like attached me, right? Because like most of the time I would forget their moves while like looking at their move list, and I'm not like learning how this character really is, or like what makes her tick, right? So at best I'm like stuck with like Noctis or Claudio. And yeah, what Harada was talking about. Excuse me. It definitely makes sense that yeah, like learning more than one character can be kind of like ridiculous, because like that character may not have the same like movement speed as a Mishima or anything like that. So you just have to like learn how to figure him out and like learn how to play with this like skill set. But now with this like heat system, King can play like he can do like missteps and whatnot because of the heat system. So it's kind of like giving every character like a dash, or like an aggressive like tool that could just make them like rush in and just not be totally defensive all the time. They can actually like go in with, you know, no risk, all the reward, right? Like that's what it feels like for me. This is like, we have to like see more, but I'm kind of like guessing that like Tekken 8's heat system is going to be like, you know, how new iterations of games, they're like new like casual mechanic to like get off me or like get in there, right? This is going to be like their Street Fighters like fucking drive rush type of feel, or like in some instances their drive like impact sort of thing, right? And so yeah, like I don't mind it, right? I mean, of course, right? Again, I love going in. I love being like offensive as all hell, but I love also having a well calculated plan for like my defense. You know, best defense, good offense. I said this like in my Tekken 8 analysis like video, right? Up on like my channel. But yeah, we still have we are just like getting like droplets of Tekken 8's like heat system, and we're going to be getting more as the days like go by, and we're going to get more information on Tekken World Tours in like fucking February, so gotta watch out for that specific date. And yeah, let's just see, see more of like Tekken 8, because right now a lot of Tekken like heads are like 50-50 about the game. Is like it's not going to be that great. There's going to be like some slight worries, but we have yet to see like a full like breakdown. We have yet to see like a full breakdown of the game. So let's bide our time and wait out, and hopefully see that like what Tekken 8 will have in store for us, you know? All right. So now that that's done,